Hello, today I will be discussing and contributing to the discussion of the week on ethical violations and board discipline. According to based on the chat that we read this week, I gathered that it is essential to understand our role as professional or counselor in training within the profession we've chosen, and and understanding that our influence within the profession can either be good or bad and can benefit or not benefit the profession in a way. We understand that we are entitled to behaving ethically and is expected, and ethical behavior is expected of us. That there is a standard that is clear and precise in regard to this matter, and that our actions can be subjected to penalties as well as disciplinary actions. According to Wilkinson and others, 2019, they review uh, 936 cases in which disciplinary actions were filed against professionals by the state licensing board between the years of 2010 and 2014. Uh, During this year, it was determined that some of the main leading causes of this disciplinary actions were uh, lack of continuing education um, from the professionals, dual relationships, and also misrepresentation of credential, which this 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 matter is imperative and on it is one of the major concerns within the profession. Misusing uh, credentials or a representation of our credential can lead to major penalties against us. Um, for this, the case on Thomas Edward Doyle, who is a licensed mental health counselor, uh, his license was surrendered by the New York State Licensing Board because he did not contest to the charge of using the title of psychologist while testifying as a witness in a family court proceeding. His behavior, whether intentional or not, led to his surrender of his license and privileges to practice the profession. Some of the things that can happen is being forced to surrender our license, as well as voluntarily do so. Um, Also, revocation of the license, portability privilege, as well as also being suspended for a period of time determined by the New York State Board. With this in mind, we understand that there is major consequences. There are consequences to unethical behaviors, and if found or considered by the New York State Board, will be a course of action will be determined. Uh, this behaviors, unethical behavior, uh, of misrepresentation of credential, as well as engaging in dual relationship, also abuses and violates the ACA Code of Ethics. In Section A.4b, the ACA Code of Ethics talks on personal values and addresses the fact that counselors need to understand that if they're lacking or are impaired in their values or their ability to practice their profession uh, ethically, they must engage in continuous training uh, in order to uh, reinforce these values in order to become more stronger in that area of professionalism. The ACA Code of Ethics Section A.2c also addresses the abuse of authority with the matter of dual relationship with clients, and this is also considered unethical by the ACA Code of Ethics. So, by this, we understand that this is not only a matter of a state concern, but also an ACA Code of Ethics concern. Lastly, as Christian who aspire to be counselor, we understand that uh, at all time we are expected and are commanded by God to act ethically, to abide by rules and regulations, because Jesus himself told his disciple to do so, to not uh, use their authority to abuse of the system, but instead to understand that submitting and obeying the system is imperative to reflect the goodness of heaven in this earth. Lastly, this shows that, as counselor, we need to be more aware and be more cautious of how our behavior is perceived, and understanding and being aware to not cross the fine line between ethical behavior and unethical behavior.